Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the £20 makeup challenge, which is why I have no makeup on my face right now, because I didn't want to show you what the makeup was going to turn out like before the end of the video. I've seen loads and loads of people do this challenge before. I'm not sure who started it, but I thought it looked like quite good fun. And generally I tend to spend a fair amount of money on makeup, so £20 for a full face of makeup is definitely a challenge for me. That's not to say I don't like drugstore makeup or cheap makeup, I definitely do, but I do like my high-end products as well, so it's very, very rare that I'd only have £20 worth of makeup on my face. So I went out shopping and bought a whole new face of makeup for under £20. My total was £18.46, so I was just under there. I probably could have even got one more little product if I wanted, so I was quite pleased that I managed to stay under budget. I haven't tried any of these products before, so this is going to be a complete first impression as well. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. So if you would like to find out with me, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with my base. I couldn't afford a primer, so I'm going straight in with foundation, which is a very alien concept to me because I normally always prime my skin. The foundation I am using is the Miss Sporty Perfect Stay Long Lasting Foundation. I've never tried this before, not really heard of it either, and I don't think I've ever really tried anything from Miss Sporty before either, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure how the colour is going to be because I got this off the internet, so I couldn't test it. I just had to make a bit of a guess. I am going to pop it onto my skin using my brush, and I'm going to blend it into my skin and see what it is like. This foundation was £3.49. I think, I'm not sure if it was the cheapest. I got it off the Superdrug website. I'm not sure if it was the cheapest foundation on there, but it was one of the cheapest. I got the shade Light 2. I think it's roughly looking okay, the colour on me at the moment, as far as I can tell. It has quite a moussey feel to it. I'm not sure how well it is covering, but I'm going to see if I can build it up a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit more product in the hope that I can get a little bit more coverage out of this. So I'm fairly impressed with this at the moment. It's not full coverage, but there's a decent level of coverage and it's built quite well. It is sinking into my pores a little bit on my nose, but I haven't primed, and I normally always prime, so I reckon a bit of primer would probably sort that out. And it's quite a matte finish, but it's looking very smooth, not really clinging onto any dry patches, and I'd say at the moment my skin looks fairly good. So for £3.49, I quite like this. I'm pretty impressed. Next I'm going to move on to concealer. I have the MUA Cover and Conceal, which is just a little liquid concealer. This was £1.50 and I got the shade Fair, which I think was the lightest one. So this is quite light. I'm not sure how good this is going to be for any blemishes I have, but hopefully it's going to highlight under my eyes. And I don't have any eyeshadow primer because I couldn't afford it, so I'm going to try and use it as a bit of a base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to blend this out using my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So I will say the coverage isn't seeming too great on this at the moment. I still feel like I have quite a lot of darkness under my eyes, and yeah, I don't feel like it's done a whole lot. Let's try and add just a little bit more to see if I can build it up at all. yeah, even after like adding some more, I still don't feel like it's got a huge amount of coverage. Obviously that is the main thing you want out of a concealer, is to cover up what you're trying to cover. I am going to add a little bit onto my cheeks. Hopefully it's not too light. I won't just highlight the fact that I have red cheeks. So yes, I don't really feel like that did a lot at all. So this may be cheap, but personally I would spend a bit more money and get a better concealer. Next, I'm going to set all my base in place using this. This is the MUA translucent pressed powder, which was £1, so very, very cheap. So I'm just going to lightly set my face all over using a Real Techniques powder brush. And I'm just going to take a setting brush and take it under my eyes and just onto my lids. I don't have a huge amount to say about this powder at the moment. It seems to have set my makeup in place. It's not made me look overly powdery or cakey, but it's not done anything amazing to my face. So if you're just looking for a simple powder that is very cheap, this could be a good one for you. So next I'm going to move on to eyes. I got this Miss Sporty Studio Colour Quattro eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Golden, so it's got like browny gold toned eyeshadows there. They all do have a little bit of a sheen to them. Generally I do prefer having a matte eyeshadow to work with, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to take this slightly lighter brown shade first of all and just try and run that through my crease. I'm using a Spectrum C06 brush to do this. It's not coming off overly shimmery at the moment, so that is a good thing. Good thing for me anyway. If you like putting shimmers in your crease, then that is up to you. So it's not going on that smoothly at the moment. It's kind of clinging to dry patches I have on my eyelid. I'm not sure whether it's the eyeshadow or the fact that I haven't got any eyeshadow primer on, or if it's the concealer and powder underneath. But it's not looking brilliant at the moment, I must say. I don't hate the pigmentation though, it's not terrible. It's just not going on that smoothly, but I am kind of thinking it is probably the fact that I don't have a proper base on my eye like I normally would. Next I'm going to take this slightly darker brown shade and just take that into the outer part of my crease and deepen it up a little bit. The pigmentation on these are pretty good. You can certainly see them, and they don't need a huge amount of building up. So I'm just popping a bit of that onto the outer corner of my lid as well. Next I'm going to take this golden shade and a Zoeva 226 smudger brush and just pack that onto my eyelid. So this shade doesn't seem the most pigmented at the moment. No, this isn't the most pigmented shade. I think the other two had a bit of a better pigment level. And it's not going on brilliantly, but again that could be to do with the fact I don't have a primer on. And next I'm going to take the lighter brown shade again and a Morphe R41 smudger brush and take this on the lower lash line. Finally, for the eyeshadow I'm going to take this light shimmery colour and use that for my inner corner highlight. So I've just realised I didn't buy an eyeliner, which is probably why I managed to stay under the £20 mark. So I probably should have used that last £1.50 to get an eyeliner, but I didn't. So I'm going to go in with mascara now. This is the Miss Sporty Fabulous Lash Stretch It Mascara, which is £1.99, so very cheap. It has quite a big kind of natural bristled brush. It's not a plasticky one. So let's see what this does to my lashes. My eyelashes are naturally very short and straight, so this mascara does have its work cut out. So for me, this is quite a natural looking mascara, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's quite lengthening and very separating. It's not clumpy at all, which is nice, but it's not that volumizing. So if you like your lashes to be really like dramatic and voluminous, then this probably isn't the mascara for you. But if you like a fairly subtle but kind of long wispy lash, then this maybe is something for you to try if you're on a bit of a budget. Next, I'm going to go in with brows. I got this, which is the MUA eyebrow pencil in the shade Brunette, and this was £1, so again, very cheap, like everything in this video. It's got a little brush on one end, then the other end is just your standard pencil. So let's see what this is like. So I'm just going to brush through my brows just to sit them all in place. So this feels quite soft at the moment. I'm used to my brow pencils being a little bit more waxy than this. Kind of hard to get it to go on in a natural looking way. It's just kind of packing the product on, and I'm really hoping that this brush is going to be able to blend this out a bit, because I look a bit crazy right now. Though I can't say I love this kind of brush in comparison to a normal spoolie. I don't normally like to go this dramatic with my brows, but I found the product really hard to control, so I do feel like I've got a bit of a caterpillar brow at the moment, and I don't really feel like this brush is blending it in very well, and it hurts my face a little bit, this thing. It's not that nice. So that's both of my brows on. I really don't like this. I feel like a bit of a crazy person at the moment. So moving on with the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with bronzer. This is the MUA Sun-Kissed Bronze, which looks fairly matte. It might have a little bit of a sheen to it, but nothing sparkly from the look of the pan. And this one was also only £1. I'm going to take it on a Real Techniques blush brush. Just try to warm my face up a little bit. This is going on fairly nicely actually. It's not too intense or too pigmented, and it's nice and easy to blend, and it's just giving my face a nice little bit of colour. So especially for £1, I'm pretty impressed with this one. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of blush. I have the W7 Candy Blush in the shade Galactic, which is a nice kind of peachy pink colour. This was £1.49. That's going on quite nicely, nothing too intense, which is good because I don't really like intense blush, especially because I do have rosacea and I don't like to accentuate it when I don't have a completely full coverage foundation on. But the colour is really pretty and natural, kind of nice for summer, and yeah, it's blending out quite nicely, so I'm quite liking this one. So now for highlight, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Strobe Highlighter in the shade Everglow Lights, and I have to say, just looking at the product in the pan, it doesn't look that glowy. Like, I'm not sure if it's going to pick up on camera, but it doesn't look like it's got a huge amount of glow or shimmer to it, so we will see how this goes. I'm just using my Zoeva 105 highlight brush. I'm going to Put it onto the high points of my cheekbones. So immediately it's not looking like the most pow in your face highlight. I'm just going to see if I can build it up at all. So I feel like it might be building up a little bit, but it's still not the most intense highlight. It's not horrible, it's quite pretty, but it is very subtle, so it depends what you like in a highlight really. That was £3, I can't remember if I said. Finally, we are going in with lipstick. This is the MUA lipstick, it's just called lipstick, and this is the shade Nectar, which is a nice kind of corally pinky peachy colour. This lipstick isn't bad for £1. I like the colour. It's very creamy. I don't think it's going to be particularly long wearing, but creamy lipsticks don't tend to be anyway. It's gone on fairly smoothly. It has clung a little bit to some dry patches, but my lips are fairly dry at the moment, so I will forgive it for that. Pigmentation is nice, especially for £1. So this is the finished look. I think for £20 I'm pretty impressed with how this makeup turned out. It's not the most dramatic, not the most in-your-face crazy makeup, apart from maybe the brows. They're pretty in-your-face. But on the whole, I don't think I look too bad. I think my favourite products are probably the foundation. I quite like that. The mascara and maybe the blush are my favourite ones, and my least favourite definitely has to be the brow pencil, and I wasn't overly impressed with the concealer either, so maybe give those two a miss. So I just realised I had loads and loads of lipstick on my teeth. I don't know how long I've been talking for with that lipstick on my teeth, so sorry if I look like a crazy person. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I have quite enjoyed filming this one. It's been quite fun to test some new cheap products out. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe if you'd like to see what else I have coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!